name's Denise Cameron, PDGA number 41459. I'm a member of team Latitude 64, and I'm going to tell you about what's in my bag. I'll start out with some of my more stable lineup that I like to carry. One is the new Snowline Ballista. I love this disc. It's real strong for me. It's something that I can really trust. I can throw it into a headwind, any kind of big hyzer shot. Works awesome for that. I also carry a Biofusion Enforcer. This is a disc that's still pretty new, so I need to beat it in a little bit before I can really get some power behind it. But another really reliable disc, overstable disc for me. I also have the Felon in Lucid plastic. This is a great disc for any kind of skip shot, shorter skip shot. I also like to forehand it. It's a disc that's real reliable, always skips back. Use it for a lot of utility shots. Next, I'll move on to some of my distance drivers. I'd say one of my favorites right now is the Havoc. I like this disc in the gold line plastic. I'm a big fan of having two of everything in my bag for a couple different reasons. One of which is I like to have something that's a little bit beat in and then something that's a little newer. That gives me a little more option in wind conditions. And then I also have a new one that's kind of getting adjusted and getting beat in. So there's always something in the progress of getting right to that perfect spot. So if I lose one, I always have a good replacement. So Havoc's my distance driver that's got a little bit of stability in it. It'll hold up in a little bit of wind, not a real strong headwind unless I really get a good angle on it, but it always has a nice fade at the end for me. Next, I'll pull out the Bolt. I just recently discovered this disc, and it was exactly what I was looking for. I currently have it in the Opto and the Moonshine plastic, but I actually like the gold line too. So this is one of those discs where I pretty much like all the plastics. This disc goes very, very straight for me. Very reliable, straight line. I can just release it flat, a little bit of hyzer, and it'll flip up, ride, glide out a little bit, but always come back pretty much on about a straight line. So the Bolt's a new favorite for me. Lots of good distance, probably my max distance with this disc. Getting into fairways. I did have my Felon that I showed you guys earlier. That was my more stable fairway. Pretty much my right in the middle fairway is going to be the Saint. From Latitude 64. I like this one in the gold line plastic. Gold line's probably my preferred plastic, but depending on the disc, I kind of mix it up. And again, this is one of those situations where I have one that's a little newer, one that's a lot more beat in, so I can pretty much, be able to pick the disc that's going to work perfect for the shot based on the conditions. And the Saint for me is pretty straight fairway. I can also, it'll hold a nice hyzer line for me too, especially the more stable, a little bit newer, a little bit heavier one. Moving on to one of my favorite discs in my bag. I think it's a very underutilized disc, and that's the Fury by Latitude 64. I usually mainly throw it in the gold line plastic. I do have an Opto in that I'm kind of working into. It's a little more stable. This one's my baby. I've had it for quite a while. It's perfect turnover disc. I can really put it out on a nice anhyzer line and it'll just glide forever, come down real nice and soft, very predictable. The newer ones that aren't quite beat in are great for hyzer flips. They're safe. I can really release this on a good strong hyzer and have it flip up and fly nice and straight. It's a disc I really like for tunnels quite a bit. So yeah, so this is my baby, and then my newer one with the cool hand-eye stamp on there. All right, moving on to mid-range discs. I'll start with my more stable. I like to throw the Verdict. I have it in Fusion and in the Lucid plastic. Like most of my discs, I have one that's a little newer, one that's more beat in. That way it gives me that option based on the conditions. This is a great disc, very reliable. If there's a little bit of headwind, I can release it with a little hyzer, kind of flat, it'll S. I can throw it on a nice big hyzer line. I also like it for dump shots where I just kind of throw it out on an anhyzer and let it die and fall down. The main mid that I really use quite a bit is my Fusion Truth. This disc is, you can pretty much do anything I want it to. Anhyzer, hyzer flip to flat, nice hyzer line, just depends really on how you want to release it. Sometimes a little bit of headwind and I keep the truth in and move up to the verdict, but pretty much any other condition, this is what I'm going to throw, whether it's a full power shot or something just light where I can't get one of my approach discs to. Pretty much a fantastic disc. For my understable mid, I have the TP Tersis. This is a great disc for ante lines. I also like to flick it on an anhyzer line as well. Just kind of get it something that'll just go out around something, come down nice and easy. It's the Tersis. Last for approach discs, I have 3 different ones depending on the situation. I really like the VIP Heart. Another good disc, very predictable, a lot of wind in Kansas, so there's times when I just really need something that I trust to get under the basket. That'll always be the Heart. This is another one where you can kind of flick it on an S shot, you can turn it over, let it dump back. Pretty strong as long as you don't use full power on it. I really like the shield. These are the medium shields, the Trilogy Challenge ones. I have quite a few of these. I like these to throw for approach. This is my middle of the pack approach disc. Just kind of put a little bit of hyzer on it, let it come out, and it will fight the wind a little bit. And then another newer discovery for me is the Goldline Pure. This is an awesome disc that is so easy to throw. It goes a little farther than my shields for upshots. And I found that I'm still working on this shot, but I like releasing it with a lot of hyzer, letting it flip up for tunnels. Anything within 200, and this is really reliable disc. And then last but not least are my putters. Again, the shields. I like to use the Trilogy Challenge medium one for my main putter inside the circle. This one pretty much doesn't ever get thrown. This one is just purely for chains in the basket. And then I also keep a soft one in the bag, which is another one that's a thrower or putter. I like the soft plastic because it'll sit down really well. Kind of just grips the earth. I like this one for jump putts too. Same reason, less chance for a roll away. It just kind of likes to sit once it gets to where it's supposed to go. So that's everything. That's what's in my bag. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you out there on the course.